Yesterday, I was doom scrolling Instagram, getting my daily corporate mandated dopamine hit, and I stumbled on some gameplay of this Flash game I used to spend hours on as a kid, and I got hit with this wave of nostalgia so hard I had to put my phone down for a second. Then I remembered, Flash is dead. And that got me thinking, there's a whole graveyard of programming trends that used to be everywhere. So yeah, hop on the nostalgia train. Flash basically ran the internet for a while. Games, animations, those weird interactive website intros that took 40 seconds to load and you sat through anyway, all of it was Flash.
It was me, Barry.
Then in 2010, Steve Jobs wrote an open letter saying Flash was never coming to iPhone. That was the beginning of the end. HTML5 took over, mobile became everything, and Adobe pulled the plug in 2020. A whole era of the web just gone. And while we're talking about questionable web decisions, let's talk about table-based layouts.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Before CSS was reliable, developers built entire website layouts using HTML table tags. They used it for columns, for nav bars, for everything. Your whole page was just nested tables inside tables. XML was the same kind of story. Every API, every config file, everything was XML. You'd write 10 lines of opening and closing tags just to say something that JSON handles in 2. The moment JSON showed up, it was over. Nobody misses you, XML. SOAP APIs are in the same category, except somehow worse. The name stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. Simple. They put the word simple in the name of a thing that required XML envelopes, WSDL contract files, and a mountain of boilerplate just to ask a server for some data. Then REST came along and said, what if we just sent a URL? And everyone switched immediately. The word simple has never been more of a lie. Then there was this whole era where putting all your business logic inside the database as stored procedures was considered best practice. Not in your application code, in the database. Your pricing rules, your validation, all of it living in SQL, version controlled by nobody. Seemed fine until you had to debug something at 2 a.m. and the answer was buried in a stored procedure nobody had touched in 4 years. Then we have CoffeeScript. CoffeeScript launched in 2009 as a cleaner way to write JavaScript. Developers loved it. Then JavaScript looked at CoffeeScript, took notes, shipped ES6 with basically all the same features natively, and CoffeeScript had nothing left to offer. It got killed by its own good ideas. Remember earlier when I said that Steve Jobs said Flash was never coming to iPhone? Well, every iOS app for years was written in Objective-C, a language from 1984 with this genuinely unhinged syntax where you called methods inside square brackets for whatever reason. Apple announced Swift in 2014, and the iOS developer community left Objective-C so fast it was almost disrespectful. It still lives in legacy codebases, so condolences to whoever has to maintain those. And then there's the gang of 4 design patterns. 4 guys wrote a book in 1994 listing 23 patterns, singleton, factory, observer, and for about a decade, knowing all of them was basically a religion. Job interviews would test you on them. Developers would force patterns into code that didn't need them just to prove they'd read the book. Eventually, people started asking why they were writing all this boilerplate for something the language could do in 2 lines. The obsession cooled. The book's still decent. The cult is mostly dead. Last one, CORBA and DCOM. If you've never heard of them, good, you were spared. These were 90s attempts at making software objects on different machines talk to each other. The setup was legendary in how painful it was. The web came along and solved the same problem in a way that didn't make engineers want to quit, and that was that.
Future's now, old man.
Every single thing on this list was, at some point, the right way to build software. People had careers built around them. But if you want to learn how to build software the right way today, then Scrimba, today's sponsor, is your best bet. What if you could just edit the code right inside the tutorial? Scrimba invented scrims, interactive lessons where you pause the teacher and directly edit their code. No alt-tab, no version mismatch, no existential crisis. Just you breaking and fixing things until they actually click. Scrimba has full career paths for front-end, back-end, full-stack, and AI engineering, complete with real projects and real-world advice, like how to survive code reviews, how to work in a team, and how to LinkedIn your way into a job without sounding like a bot. And the best part, a ton of courses are completely free, so you can touch some scrims before committing. When you're ready to go all in, use my link in the description for an extra 20% off the Pro plan, or go annual for even bigger savings. Links below. Go touch some scrims.